Hi, my name is Avens O'Brien. I am a delegate from California. So my role is not just as a delegate, but I also am here on behalf of a group of delegates, a caucus, pro-choice libertarians, and as in a connection with that, a coalition called Pro-Choice on Everything, which is also an abortion rights caucus. Every 2 years we have a convention so that the delegates have an opportunity to do various things like amend bylaws, amend platform, and also choose our leadership. And so this convention is about that. Usually the annual convention, every 4 years the convention is also about choosing the presidential candidate. In this case, that's not the situation because we had a digital convention for that. But the goal is to be able to speak out on how we would like our party to operate and who we'd like to be leadership in it. So coronavirus and the resulting pandemic situation has made it a very interesting year for the convention. We had a digital convention over Memorial Day weekend, and then we've had now an in-person convention which has various restrictions and less in-person participation. It's been really weird because with the, not just travel restrictions, but with the general social restrictions, the things that people are concerned about, the possibility of getting sick. A lot of people aren't showing up, and what I really appreciate about our conventions every 2 years is that it's an opportunity for libertarians who mostly interact on the internet the rest of the time to be able to show up in person and have conversations and work out some of that bad blood that sometimes occurs when people are just interneting the whole time, and so it's unfortunate because we're not just, there's a lot of us who aren't here, and that's unfortunate. And I understand why people are choosing not to come or can't. But the second thing is is even the people who are here are choosing certain levels of social distancing, and that's completely understandable. But it's unfortunate when it comes to the social cohesion that usually occurs at the conventions. I'm an eternal optimist when it comes to the party and its future and its and how it's going. There's been a lot of activism and movement in all sorts of sectors of the party. You've got a lot of grassroots activists. You've got a lot of caucuses kind of activating in their individual ways. I love to see people involved and engaging. I'm very optimistic. I mean, as I said, we had our digital convention over Memorial Day, and we chose our presidential candidate, and we've chosen a really, really cool, dynamic presidential candidate, Jo Jorgensen, and her vice president was somebody I very much supported, as Spike Cohen. And so it's exciting to kind of see what they're going to bring into the flavor of how people perceive the libertarian candidates, because every 4 years we have this opportunity for someone to get up on the main stage, as it were, and say, I'm speaking for the Libertarian Party as the presidential candidate. And I think that Jo and Spike have a lot to offer. I initially endorsed and supported Berman Supreme, and I have my own reasons for that. But I'm really optimistic about this opportunity for us to have this really smart, really capable woman who's speaking out, and it's 100 years since women got the right to vote. We've got this woman running for president. I think it makes a really powerful statement. I think I'm very optimistic about how she's going to bring the message of liberty to people, and how libertarians are going to bring the message of liberty to regular people. So there's a lot of different obstacles in the way of a third party really breaking through in the American scene. The duopoly, as we like to call it, the Republicans and the Democrats have built. It's not just on the federal level, but state by state, they all have different restrictions and different regulations about what causes you to qualify to be on the ballot or to be in a debate on a debate stage. And so the Libertarians, every year we struggle with this. We have gotten our candidate on the ballot in all 50 states previously, and we hope to again this year. But it is, we face obstacles that Democrats and Republicans don't face, and it's unfortunate that we're held to this different standard. You have to do petition gathering in some states. You have to have these registration deadlines that don't exist in those for those other parties. And so what we're doing, the party itself identifies each state that has ballot access restrictions, and we work really hard to collect petitions and meet those requirements so that we are able to have our candidate on the ballot. And then the second thing we have to deal with is the debate. In 2016, there were certain standards for people to get on the debate stage, for Gary Johnson to be on the debate stage with Trump and Clinton. And even though he was polling well and meeting some of those standards, the people who were in charge of that access actually started changing the rules and said, no, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. Now you need this. Now you need fundraising thresholds and polling thresholds. And it's really unfortunate because it means that those libertarian ideas aren't getting heard on a main stage where people can see that they have a third option. And so, it's tough. It's something we have to deal with all the time, but that's what the party exists for. The reason that people don't run as an independent, if they have a libertarian alignment, is because running as an independent means you don't have this this juggernaut of support behind you in terms of getting, ballot access and polling. One of the things we've been doing in the Jo Jorgensen campaign Facebook page, for example, is every time there is a poll, we are immediately sending every Jo Jorgensen supporter to go vote for Jo, to just really show up there. And so, you do what you can. There's a little guerrilla marketing happening. You do what you can to try to make it so that people can hear you. Because I think that they like what we have to say. So every 2 years, the delegates come together and they're able to make changes to the platform. So we have our Libertarian Party platform, which you can find at lp.org/platform, I think, and you can. And you can see we have positions on a variety of issues, and and every 2 years we have the opportunity to add planks, amend planks, or delete planks. And I think it was either 2016 or 2018. I want to say it was 2018, but I could be wrong. We had a proposal for adding a sex work plank. I'm pretty sure it was 2018. But we had a plank to say that libertarians support your right to sex work and the use of what's the word I want to use? But you have the right to sex work, to either participate in it or in it, whatever way you choose. And so that, for example, is an addition. You can also amend plank, so if you wanted to change the wording of a plank, those both require a 2/3 majority in order to accomplish. So if you'd like to add a plank to the platform or amend a plank to the platform, it requires a 2/3 majority. The other thing you can do is potentially delete a plank. So as a representative of pro-choice libertarians, I am a big advocate for abortion rights, and so every year a small percentage of the delegates submit these tokens that allow them to bring up the issue of debate of deleting a plank, and that small group of delegates presents they vote for a vote on the deletion of this plank. And their idea is that if the Libertarian Party does not have an opinion on this issue, then it will allow people who are running for office as a libertarian to make up their own position on it, and then that's it. The Libertarian Party just doesn't have a position on this issue. Currently, our plank states that government should be kept out of the matter, and that it should be up to every person's conscience as to how they feel about it. So if a percentage of the delegates, if 4% of the delegates decide that they want to vote on this plank, then what'll happen, or vote on deletion of this plank, then they will present that, they will put in their tokens for that, and then it'll be up to a vote. And so the vote on deletion requires a majority, just a simple majority, 50% plus one. And so I am actually working on a bylaw amendment that would make it so that it's 2/3 to even delete a plank as well. I feel it should be consistent, but the idea is that that's one thing that someone could theoretically ask us to delete, and every 2 years that they bring it up for a vote, it gets defeated in that the plank remains. So that's the thing that every 2 years happens. I hear wasted vote a lot. I mean, I have a lot of friends on both sides of the aisle, but especially like this year, it's been a lot of my Democrat friends saying like, you can't vote for Trump. It's a wasted vote if you, or they'll say like, you can't vote for somebody who isn't Biden, right? Like that's their thing. And, and I say like, one, to me, my vote is like, it's a matter of conscience, like voting for the Republican, a Democrat, Libertarian, I'm so glad I have a third option because, otherwise I just wouldn't vote, and instead I get to make a statement that I disagree with these other two parties and I vote for this one. When it comes to people saying it's a wasted vote or saying that if I hate Trump that much, I should vote for Biden or whatever they might claim. The problem is that I can't in good conscience do that. I can't vote for Joe Biden just because I hate Trump, and I can't vote for Trump just because I hate Joe Biden. Like, it's not going to happen. And so their options are I don't vote at all, or I vote for a third party and I make a statement about what I want our public policy to be. But that being said, it's like I don't owe anyone my vote. Like I don't owe the Democrats my vote. I'm not taking away votes from Joe Biden or from Trump. Like neither of them earned my vote. So if people in the main party, the duopoly, the old parties, if they want my vote, they have to fucking earn it.